Alright, so we're back on day 2. I'm over here drinking aloe vera because it's kind of toasty in my room right now, so I turn off the light. Hopefully that kind of sets the mood for day 2. 2 is all about observe and engage with others today. Is about exercising your will. So right now, we're all quarantine. So, do with this as you will. Day 1 is pretty occupied, or occupying, I should say. So definitely do what you can with this. Because like I said in day 1, doing is proving and erasing all doubts. Because no one can take away from your experiences. Okay, so one of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to confront 2 emotions, jealousy and insecurity. So, I'm about to call him JR. GL, he says, for example, flirting is going for the person that you want via seduction and breaking down a person's agenda by using conversation. But how can you really do that with those 2 emotions that are pretty common and can control a lot? So, without getting offensive and saying, well, I'm not insecure, I'm not that, jealous, blah, blah, blah. Let's kind of just break it down in a very humbled way, the way how he did. So, insecure. Why should you fear another person when they're just a projection of you, mind you, okay? You believe you're at the mercy of background players. You think characters are better than you for various of reasons, thinking that you're not up to their standards. The old way of thinking will cause you to lock up. You'll be stuttering, you'll be sweating bullets just to say the simplest things. The more insecure you feel, the more negative that you will react to a person. So, how can the sun be inferior to the other planets in the galaxy? That's how you have to see yourself. You have to become the sun. Become the sun. Okay? Let's now talk about jealousy. Jealousy is a fantasy feeling that other people are luckier or successful in areas you feel that you're lacking. There are levels to this, don't get me wrong. Maybe more levels than being insecure. Because, it's covered up and coyed with cattiness. It's like, oh, whatever. I'm glad I don't have to do this. Oh, well, you could do better. like little things where it might seem validating in that moment, but that's an example of you being insecure. Those feelings didn't die. They were buried. And, I kind of gave some examples of them, but I'm not hating, but ... Coming up with excuses to explain someone's position. Oh, she's only there because she has plastic surgery. Those examples are examples of being jealous. Okay? Regardless if you think them, say them, or co-sign them, it reflects back on you. Okay? So let's talk about the other side of jealousy that no one really talks about. Being inferior. That's the other side. Being inferior. The inferiority that you feel when being around other people that are more interesting, popular, etc. is repressed envy. One of the most traditional lies is telling yourself that you're being humble while secretly wishing for attention. In reality, you have to become the sun. No fucks given, because the planets all revolve around you. That's who you have to become. You have to strive to be the hottest planet in the galaxy. So how can you spartan up if you're being afraid of people, if you're scared of another person? How can you truly be a goddess and walk in your own universe while you're afraid of like a shadow? The more that you dwell on something, the stronger it is, and it proves how much you control your universe. This is your ascension story. Everything is where it is for a reason. You'll see how easy it is not to want for nothing again very soon. So, today we're going to watch, listen, and to interact with your subjects. So, yes, that means that you have to go outside and interact with people, okay? Let's get into it. Step 1, the watcher. So watch people as if you're one with the joysticks, okay? Take note of how people have their nervous tics, play with their hair, look around, play on their phone, stutter, things like that to show that they're kind of nervous, or even people who are confident on all different types of levels. So observe them silently and see them as the background characters. These people aren't more than or less than you. They're pieces of you to make your life an experience. Like, really listen to that. Like, I really caught that. These people aren't more or less than you. They're pieces of you to make your life an experience. Stay in this mindset for the rest of the day. I don't know why I haven't done these, but I love this idea. I think it's so profound to think about how, the kidney and the liver are not fighting for your attention. They are both coexisting to create homeostasis. No one's trying to overpower one another. And that's how we are in this world. Okay? Step 2, the listener. Humanize people even when they're competent. Well, competent, but confident is what I meant. Even when they're confident. It's not perfect. You'll hear errors in their tongue. Everyone can be stripped down to their own imperfections the moment that you look deeper instead of overanalyzing your own flaws. Don't be so selfish. It's not all about you. Let me stop. Listen to them instead of listening to your own internal thoughts about them judging you or them being more superior than you. You'll see through them like a great actor can see an amateur's performance. And when you become the listener, you're able to compensate more, because how can you really have a conversation with someone if you do not know how to listen? You're gonna sweat like you're right next to the sun. You're gonna just melt and it's going to be awful and you're going to plop and fail. So you have to learn how to listen in order to know how to talk. And you'll see patterns, but we'll get into that. Let me not jump the gun. The talker is step 3. If you watch people long enough, you'll see a pattern. If you listen to people talk to you with a clear mind, everyone can be broken down. Because you know how it is with people who you live with. You know their patterns. Or maybe your closest friend. For me, it's like my sister. I know her patterns. I know what she's up to. These are like normal things that we always talk about. So I know her routine. That's the same thing with regular people on a regular basis. You can learn how to see these different patterns. You just have to be a listener. If you don't, you can go to step 2 until you do. So women are taught to believe that the attention of a man is golden, and it creates a sense of doubt and lack of confidence when you go and try to talk to a man, because you're thinking that it's something bigger than what actually is. Females objectify themselves the way they think a man will. Spartans don't do that. You use your words to lead his mind. But that comes with confidence. That comes with being the listener. That comes with being the watcher. So, that goes all the way back to step 1. While basicas are sweating bullets, men are 10 times more pressured. Giving a man a compliment will take him completely off guard. When you slow down, you'll see more. So you'll learn how to lead the convo with confidence. There will be no scripts to follow because you're doing the steps. So if you understand day 2, that means that you're not asking what to say, asking a script or anything like that. There is no scripts. There are no scripts because you're the narrator. Understand your responsibility in this universe. You are the narrator, okay? And although your background characters are playing to make your experience, you are the narrator of this whole scene. Action. You're on the spot. Improvisation is actually really fun. And if you haven't taken any improv classes, I think this is another way you can experience this in a very fun manner. I know we're all locked down, but like maybe we can do like a little improv game. So I know you guys aren't going to see this till I post it, and who knows what'll be happening by then, but comment below if you'd like to see or have a live interaction improv game, because when I took it in school, it was like the best thing ever because you were super nervous. You didn't know what you were saying, but you said it and it went and it was fun. And it was like the greatest time ever. And it really takes you out of your shell. And it really teaches you how to just be able to have a conversation on anything. So if that's a challenge, then definitely look into improv. Okay, so start conversations with a man today. Doesn't mean that anything's gonna happen. Just shift it to what you want. Prove to yourself it's easy to start a conversation. Of course, there are gonna be men you're gonna have to throw back in the water, okay, for various of reasons. But it's not about feeling like you have to make something happen. It's about making you feel comfortable in the skin that you're in, that you can have a conversation with any man because whatever, they're just human, okay? So it must be in person, okay? It's not something like, oh, I can text them or DM them or whatever. That's not the same experience versus looking someone in the face, seeing their facial expression, hearing how they sound, watching their body language. That's a whole different thing going on, okay? And don't backtrack to your old thoughts of you feeling like you're not good enough because maybe one of the fishes in the sea didn't give you the time of day. Don't feel like you're incompetent. That is day 2. And day 3 is just gonna talk about maintaining the Spartan. So I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Definitely comment below if you are. I'm super excited. I definitely want to know how day 2 will be working for you guys who are interested in the bonus chapters. And I'll talk to you Bella soon. Bye.